Alright, we're back today with a nice 2-hour late start. So we've got shortened classes today. We're going to try to get as much as we can in this short period of time. So one thing I started asking you to do is create that perspective view. Remember, you want to be in the 3D perspective scene. And also remember, we have to set our camera at perspective. That's F9. And if you have that image map turned on, you want to hide that. Remember, Control-Alt-H with it selected. Alright, and then just touch down. And we're going to set our eye height at 5'6". And get yourself a nice view here. Alright, that looks pretty good. Remember to add a new scene. And right click, add, and then in scenes, name that LO underscore perspective 5. And also make sure all of the properties are toggled on first. Spell it right here. There we go. First. All right. You can type. Alright, so now we've got our perspectives, interior and one exterior, hatch, our plan, light, and our plan heavy, elevations. Okay, so make sure you save it. And then we want to go up to the file menu and we want to choose the send to layout option. Alright, as that's sent into layout, there's a couple things we want to make sure we have in layout. I think we're going to change the size of the paper that we use. I think on our little cabin we just used 11 by 17. We'll probably use a larger size here with the I think ANSI D here. So in our templates, we've got Architect D. Alright, so let's look for, should say Arc D landscape. Architect D is 22 by 34, and we're going to shoot that into landscape mode. And then we'll click open. Alright, so you'll notice that when we opened up here, I was on the scene that had the elevation view, which it really doesn't matter because we're going to change the scene. And remember, you can go up to the view menu in the SketchUp model, and in this case I want to choose that perspective. This is going to be our quote title page, so that last perspective that we put in there. Okay. So that's a pretty good title page right there. So we're going to add a new page. So go to the pages default tray. We got an inside page. There's our cover page. So we want to, instead of the inside page having the 3D house here, or the perspective view, why am I not able to select? I want to copy that page. There we go. So I'm going to copy that, go to the cover page and paste that. There we go. So on that inside page then we are going to put our 4 elevation views. So let's select that perspective view, and then we want to change it. There we go. So I want to change that to LO elevation front. This is where I want to change the scale here. Now we're going to look at these and play around with them first to start off with. Because remember, we're dealing with a larger sheet of paper than we had last time. So I've selected 1/4 inch. That's your typical elevation, and we could probably then fit our 4 elevations there on this single page here. So now I'm just shrinking that viewport. And then I'm going to duplicate that viewport. And I think we're going to change the bottom one there to the back. Duplicate that viewport. Control D. And I'm going to do something like this. Change that to the right. And then duplicate that again. Okay. Shift that over here. Change that to the left. Alright. So now I just kind of want to manipulate these a little bit to try to fit them on the page a little nicer. Just a nudge here, maybe a little bit. So that looks pretty good. So if you notice, we've got the front elevation up here aligned with the back elevation, and then we have the right and left elevations on the corresponding sides. So I think that works out pretty good. Okay. So I think I'll pause, make sure everybody's kind of all at the same spot, and we'll get back in and then we'll start our floor plan. Alright, now that we have our elevation plans, now we want to insert a new page. So in the dialog box on the trays here, we want to go to the page area and add a new page. And then we want to paste in a viewport. You know, you should have one already in memory probably if you copied it to the first page. And then we want to replace that with our LO heavy layout heavy plan. And I see that my porch is missing on my heavy plan. The heavy plan does need to be does have the porch plan, so I got to jump back into SketchUp. And just like I said that we hid that in a different layer, I want to go to the layers menu, and I believe we put it in level 00. Yeah. So alright, so now I need to update my scene. So I press update, update, and then I save it. Now I should go back and spell the right click on here. Update model reference. There we go. Now, current scale, I've got it set to, mine's at 1/35. Now, let's see here what we can do. Let's see what the next size looks like. 3/4. What happens here? Is this going to be too big? Yeah, that's probably a little too big. Yeah, I don't think I can fit that. That just wouldn't look right there on that sheet. So I think if we set our scale to a 1/2 inch, I think that pretty well fits the page. So now I'm just going to adjust my viewport. Don't need all that extra. Alright, so let's Alright, so in our viewport here, we want to change our viewport LO heavy plan from raster to vector. So that just kind of darkens up those lines there. And we also want to apply a thicker line weight. And let's see, I believe that was in, what was that in? Not patterns. Shape styles, I believe. Let's see, that's stroke pattern fill. Oh, we have to click on the Styles tab. That's what it was. And we wanted to change it from 0.50 to 0.60. Alright. So did everybody get that little? Click on Styles, change line weight to 0.60. Alright, so now we have that viewport, the LO heavy, all logged on there, and we changed the line weight. So what we're going to do next is we're going to duplicate that viewport. So we can simply go Control D. That duplicates that viewport. And now we want to change the scene to our light plan. And if we, alright, make sure you save both layout and your SketchUp, and we'll see you tomorrow and we'll continue working on this.